6:15 in Douala. Thanks and welcome. Join me, Kijang Henry Atimbe. We begin with our top stories. Cameroon has lost one of its cultural giants. Ange Ebogo, the voice that carried Bikutsi beyond borders, has died at 73. More than a musician, Ange Ebogo was a custodian of tradition whose passing leaves a void in the nation's heartbeat. The 6:15 News pays tribute to the man who works touched several generations. And 5 major trade unions representing more than 70% of Cameroon's workforce have thrown their gauntlet, demanding that presidential candidates place labor rights and social protection at the heart of their campaign. And of course, the 6:15 moves up to the northwest region, where the new Legion commander of the Gendarmerie for the Northwest has been installed. Top stories. Welcome back. We can be consulted on our respective platforms on Canal International. We begin on a very sad note, this time from Yaoundé, where Cameroon has lost one of its cultural giants. Ange Ebogo actually died this morning after protracted illness at the age of 73. More than a musician, Ange Ebogo was a cultural monument, a traditional custodian whose passing has left a void. Beatrice Ngamo was at his Biteng residence, and a report.
Silence and emotions at its height this Thursday morning, August 28, at the Biteng neighborhood under Yaoundé 4, residence of legendary Bikutsi artist Ange Ebogo. Grief etched on every face. Family, friends, artists and well-wishers have come to bid farewell to one of the pillars of Cameroonian music who died early today morning from an illness.
Ça fait 3 semaines qu'on l'a ramené au CHU. Et cette nuit autour de 1h du matin, il est parti.
A great loss, words echoed by all those who met at the residence. In the heavy atmosphere comes the tribute. Young Ledoux Marcelin, like other musicians of the new generation, expressed their sorrow at the loss of a role model.
Ce que je retiens du patriarche, c'est son soutien indéfectible aux côtés de nous autres dans la bataille de la défense des droits des artistes.
Il avait toujours un timbre vocal, sa manière, son timing. Il était pour nous un grand frère expérimenté en musique et en tout et tout.
Tout ce que je demande, que le Seigneur lui préserve une place à l'au-delà. Comme disait son nom, il était vraiment un ange.
His son, known to the public as Tonton Ebogo, along with his mother, Mama Odier, can hardly hold back their tears.
Mon mentor, le chef de famille, le grand mec, celui-là qui m'a tout appris. C'était un homme, il avait un grand cœur.
Je ne sais pas, il était trop collé avec son père. Trop collé. Je ne sais pas, ce n'est que le bon Dieu.
The angel, Ebogo Emerang, is presently resting at the mortuary of the Yaoundé Central Hospital. At the age of 73, the icon figure of Bikutsi leaves behind a rich discography of 24 albums of 400 songs that has accompanied several generations. Considered as one of the great builders of modern Cameroonian music, blending with gospel, encouraging and promoting young talents and composing songs, Ange Ebogo Emerang leaves the stage, but the echoes of his genre will remain forever.
And Morindi tells us that, of course, his melody actually went beyond borders, as many generations benefited from his musical savvy. Morindi.
Some artists passed through their era, others shaped it, infusing it with their voice, presence and truth. Ange Ebogo Emerang belonged to the latter. his passing is not merely a loss. It is a profound silence, a void that resonates. Born in Full, where tradition speaks louder than words, he captured the essence of Bikutsi and transformed it into universal language. He was not just another singer, he was a cultural conduit, a craftsman of rhythm, a man deeply rooted with a voice as warm as a red earth. His unadorned music carried the memory of the ancestors and the clarity of the living. With timeless songs, he offered Cameroon.
Thanks very much, Maureen D. and Beatrice Ngamo. May the soul of Ange Ebogo Emeran rest in perfect peace. And following the death of the former Legion commander of the National Gendarmerie for the Northwest region, a new commander has been installed and has taken over function. 52-year-old Colonel Marius Godfrey Zhang was installed in Bamenda yesterday by the Gendarmerie, or the commander of the 5th Gendarmerie region, General Useni Jibora, that told the new commander that the Northwest region is not like any other region in Cameroon, especially during this very slippery electoral period. Our man on the beat is Annie Collins with Girls. Of course, this is Sheriff Hassan reporting.
The new Legion commander of the Gendarmerie for the Northwest region has revealed that the Northwest region is not like just any other region in Cameroon. The caution is from the commander of the 5th Gendarmerie region, Brigadier General Oseni Jibo, while installing Colonel Marius Nzang in Bamenda, August 27, 2025.
We asked him to collaborate with other military and defense and security forces, to collaborate with authorities and to collaborate with traditional rulers, because in this theater, each and everyone knows what to do, and he has nothing to create.
The 52-year-old senior gendarmerie officer is a graduate of the Yaoundé Combined Services Military Academy and has experience in both local and international scenes from missions carried out at home and abroad. He has promised to work with all living forces of the administration, the military and civil alike.
Cette grande région que pour moi je vois qu'elle est très riche, déjà de par son histoire, par sa diversité et également de par ses défis.
The proudly military ceremony was also witnessed by Governor Adolphe Lely Lafrique, among other service heads. The indigene of Zuetele in the Njo and Lobo division of the South region is a graduate from Combined Services Military Academy and takes over from lead Zambo Etienne Ngema, who died in a road accident in Bamenda 3 months ago after barely 14 months in office.
Thanks very much, Sheriff Saleh. And 5 major trade unions representing Cameroon's workforce, or 70% of Cameroon workforce, have thrown their gauntlet and demanding that presidential candidates place labor rights and social protection at the heart of their campaign. They were speaking in Douala during a joint conference, as we hear from you, Marindi.
As Cameroon approaches its presidential election on 12 October 2025, workers' unions are raising their voices to demand that candidates address the pressing concerns of the nation's workforce. On August 27, 5 trade union associations convened in Douala to present a memorandum outlining their expectations for improved labor conditions and social protection.
The farmer is a worker. The journalist is a worker. It's not only the worker in the private companies. All of us are workers. So we present to the candidate the message of the workers.
Representing over 70% of the working population, these unions highlighted the daily struggles faced by Cameroonian workers, including inadequate wages, poor working conditions, and limited access to social security. The memorandum emphasizes 5 key areas for reform, with a primary focus on enhancing workplace environments and ensuring fair compensation.
The message of the workers is to see all the problems we are facing, all the problems the workers are facing, and put them in their programs. That's why we decide to communicate today.
Union leaders are urging presidential candidates to incorporate these demands into their political platforms, stressing that addressing workers' issues is essential for national development and social cohesion. They argue that meaningful change in labor policies is crucial for improving the livelihoods of millions and fostering a more equitable society.
The problems are in our memorandum, and the memorandum is given to all the candidates.
This collective action by the unions underscores the growing momentum among civil society groups to influence the political discourse and advocate for policies that prioritize the well-being of Cameroon's workforce. As election approaches, the spotlight is on how candidates will respond to these calls for reform.
And Cameroonians can now confirm their voter registration details as Elections Cameroon has published provisional electoral register nationwide. And the move comes 2 weeks before comes 2 months or 1.5 months before the October 12 polls. And it allows for citizens to make sure that they collect their voters' card and, of course, make corrections where necessary to avoid last-minute histories.
In Douala, the turnout at Alekam offices has been modest. For instance, at the Douala 1 Council branch, only a few individuals have come forward to check their information. One voter, Cedric, expressed disappointment after not finding his name on the list. I'm not satisfied because I could not find my wife's name on the list, but I was told to bring the receipt, so it facilitates the search. Despite the low turnout, voter cards are ready for collection. As of August 25, the Littoral region had 331,591 voters' cards in stock, with only 8,461 distributed, leaving 323,130 awaiting collection. I have checked through the list. I just wanted to be sure that my name is on the electoral list. That's why I'm here. I had already collected my voters' cards. I could not find my name on the list, but I was directed to another center, Abona Musade. Elekam urges all registered voters to consult the provisional list and collect their voters' cards promptly to ensure a smooth voting process on election day. I came to collect my voters' cards so I could vote on election day. I call on everyone to come consult their name on the list and also ensure they collect their voters' cards. With the presidential election scheduled for October 12, 2025, Elections Cameroon has made provisional electoral registers available at council branches across the country. Elekam officials say the move allows voters to verify their registration details and collect their voters' cards in preparation for the upcoming polls.
Thanks very much, Marina. And for residents in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, the rainy season is proving doubly harsh. Transport fares have actually jumped from 350 francs to 500 as the rains have actually turned the roads into very decayed mud. Sherifa Saleh actually confronted commuters in this report.
Public transport users in Douala are feeling the pinch as taxi and motorbike fares surge in response to worsening road conditions brought on by peak rainfall.
J'avoue que les motos sont chères, tellement chères.
Pourtant, le transport coûte 350.
These last days, I find myself paying 500 CFA francs for a distance I once paid at 350 francs. But I don't blame them because we have bad roads and it's rainy season. For a 30-minute distance, a driver will spend an hour spending more time and fuel.
Donc moi je n'en veux pas.
Taxi fares that once stood at 350 CFA francs are now at 500 CFA francs, with drivers blaming the increase on fuel prices and the difficulty of navigating flooded, pothole-ridden streets. Many commuters say the sharp rise is deepening the cost of living strain on households.
Déjà à partir du soir, vous savez, les embouteillages, tu peux te retrouver même parfois 1 heure, 2 heures de temps sur un tronçon pour arriver à Tadex. C'est pour ça que ces tarifs parfois augmentent le soir.
Ce n'est pas de la faute des chauffeurs.
I don't think taxi drivers are to be blamed because fuel is expensive. With 1 liter of fuel at 840 francs, we have no choice than to add the tariff so we can come out with something. There are even times where we make losses.
Par rapport à la vie chère.
On jongle aussi comme ça pour aussi mieux s'en sortir.
This lady now chooses to board a tricycle after work, describing it as a more affordable option compared to taxis or motorbikes. I take tricycles at 200 francs. That's how I manage to cope because be it commercial bike or taxi, they are all expensive. The situation has sparked frustration among inhabitants who hope that authorities will act swiftly to improve road conditions and ease the daily transport hardship. Until then, many are bracing themselves for higher costs and longer commutes as the rains continue.
Sheriff Asale, thanks for that report. Of course, you've drawn the curtain for this edition of the 615 with me, Kejang Henry. Atembe, Piju will be coming up shortly with the debrief, the actuality. From all of us, is goodbye.